Left of the box. So somebody's saying, watching someone who won the lottery of life gleefully pretend to do minimum wage job that crushes people's hopes and dreams has me fantasizing about rebooting the French Revolution franchise for a modern audiences. Yeah, I don't know who this person is, but I'm guessing, given her attitude and everything she's doing, she doesn't need to work at a Walmart. And generally speaking, nobody has that much fun working at a Walmart. This type of performative bullshit really rubs me the wrong way. I have a video out from a while ago where the NDP, a couple of Ontario NDP members, decided to go on the so-called welfare diet for a couple weeks, where they would budget in for how much the average person on welfare would have to pay or get for groceries after rent and all that sort of stuff. And it makes me so mad that they think they can do this to get a better understanding of what we're going through. Because no, you can't. Because you have to be there for a minimum 5 years of struggling with almost nothing. And then, the pain that like working at a Walmart, the pain in your feet and your back, the stresses, everything that you would be going through, the strain of living in poverty or the strain of living with always just a little bit less than what you need and not seeing an end in sight. You can't go on a 2-week tour of that. You can't just dip your toe in that and say, I understand, because what those NDP people weren't even paying attention to is the fact, like, oh, this is just for groceries. But it's like, no, that's how much money people on Ontario disability would on average have to spend on anything other than rent. So it's not just groceries, but it's like your household needs. It could be insurance or entertainment, because the thing is that people keep on saying that or thinking that if you live with poverty, if you live with a disability, then you don't deserve any luxuries. That you're not suffering enough, that if you can afford Disney Plus, then you're not so bad off. Because you have to take away absolutely every element of joy in a person's life to make them suffer for not being able to participate in the capitalist system that the way it benefits them. And yeah, to do this, like, how does that make, like, just going back to this and the little hair flip and everything, how does that make the people who work there regularly feel? That they just come in here and they do a quick little photo op. For what? She's not feeling the pain in her feet. She's not feeling the stress in her back, the stress in her bank account. Like, Walmart doesn't pay enough for people to live, like, to afford living near them or anything of that sort. And it's just, it is such a mark of privilege to be able to be like, I tried it for a couple weeks, wasn't my thing. To do that, trying to think, it's like when people tell me about my depression, they'll often tell me, and it's like, you know what, I understand what you're going through. I was depressed once, but then this and this happened and I'm fine. So I totally understand what you're going through. And it's like, no, you don't. You don't understand what I'm going through, because in order for you to understand that, you would still have to be going through it. I don't see an end in my depression, and it has been ongoing since I was a child. It is part of my disability, and there are times when it can become almost impossible to manage. That is not something I get to opt out of. Okay, that's not something I can take a herbal remedy for, or I can, do some meditation, or I can, maybe with the exact right medication. Because if any one of those things actually worked, I wouldn't be in this situation right now. So to see people just, take on these hardships for clicks is bullshit. It's just pure bullshit. And it spits in the eye of the people who live like that, who struggle like that every day.